גברת גבריאלה דוד, מר אריאל דוד, פרופסור ירון עוז, רקטור אוניברסיטת תל אביב, חתני פרס דן דוד לשנת 2016, גבירותיי ורבותיי. לאור העובדה שחתני פרס דן דוד אינם שולטים בשפה העברית, הטקס ינוהל ברובו בשפה האנגלית. Mrs. Gabriela David, Mr. Ariel David, Professor Yaron Oz, Rector, Tel Aviv University, laureates of the 2016 Dan David Prize, ladies and gentlemen. This ceremony consists of two parts: the awarding of prizes for the best essay on the theme of Name Your Hero, written by high school students, and the awarding of scholarships for young researchers. Dan's vision of fostering the next generation of leaders was very close to his heart. He took great pleasure in encouraging young doctoral and postdoctoral students to attain great achievements in their respected fields. This concern for the future was extended to the Name Your Hero essay competition inaugurated 13 years ago, to which high school students were invited to participate. Another project aiming to foster and support young researchers is the Mia Fisher Scholarship, established by Dan David to commemorate his late wife, Mia Fisher, who was a very successful businesswoman. This scholarship is awarded annually to a female PhD student at the Leon Recanati Graduate School of Business Administration at the Faculty of Management of Tel Aviv University. I now invite Mrs. Gabriela David to award the Mia Fisher Scholarship and the recipient, Ms. Dikla Peretz. Please. Dikla?
Shalom to all. Good afternoon. Is everybody speaking English here? Who doesn't? Raise his hand. Nah. Okay, at 5 years, I understand it. You finished your job? Thank you very much. I shall tell you who was Mia Fisher. Mia Fisher was my husband's late wife. I met him after she passed away. I was his next wife. Mia was a very bright woman, and after her death, my husband, Dan, created this fund, this small fund, which is today awarding Dikla Peretz. And that was his first contact with the University of Tel Aviv. Here was his first creation, which grew with the years. So I congratulate you, first of all. Please say a few words to the public. Please go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Dikla Perez, and I'm a PhD student at the Faculty of Management in Tel Aviv University. I'm excited to be here today and express my gratitude to the Mia Fisher Foundation. While developing my career, running a household, and having a family, I had a strong desire to continue studying, and working toward a PhD was a natural path for me, since it's enabled combining research and self-development. I realized that I would be obligated to lower my standard of living and commit, together with my husband and parents, to a long period of studying. I am now at my 4th year in the PhD program, having outstanding support from Tel Aviv University and, of course, from my advisors. My main field of research is consumer behavior. More specifically, I'm interested in exploring whether consumer behavior is consistent or not along a sequence of decisions. My research so far has shown that the likelihood for consistency is dependent on product visibility. More precisely, we identify visibility as a key factor affecting consistency. I'm honored to be here, accepting this prize that allows me to dramatically increase the time I can spend on my research is truly important to me. I appreciate this scholarship and the opportunity it provides me. I admire the fact that there are kind and generous people who not only contribute to the cause of academic research, but do so specifically to support younger researchers who just starting their academic journey, such as myself. I want to thank the Mia Fisher Foundation for its share in my achievements so far and for my future achievements. Thank you for allowing me to enjoy these academic opportunities with pride.
Good luck.
Thank you. תודה רבה.
בבקשה. My next honor and pleasure is I'm asking you, great people, great gentlemen, who won last night, Dan David Prize, to share part of your prize with those who are at the beginning of their way, each one in the same field that you are. And this is a great honor, and I'm very, very happy for all of you. This idea was also one of those ideas of my husband, Dan David. Yes? I'll be there. And I mentioned my husband, Dan, who passed away now almost 5 years ago. And I'll tell you something. Today is his birthday. And today is our wedding anniversary. My husband received a present for his whole life, and he's cherished that present very much. I have nothing to complain. I return now to our subject. You gentlemen, you with your great capacity and your talents and whatever you did, endlessly to speak about it. Yesterday, when I saw you, your stories, my head went boom, like that, and with my admiration to each one of you separately. And now I will have the pleasure to call you, and you should donate your 10% to the youngers and wish them your best blessing for their future. Thank you. They should come to stage. With Nick. I was told that after you come, I should tell you what comes next. Next is we're having something that my husband loved best, and it was called, and it is named, Name Your Hero. These are school children who are writing a theme. Who is their hero? There are lots of children here from various schools in Israel, and they sat and wrote themes that were read carefully, and the best ones are going to be winning today their prize. That's Name Your Hero prize. I want to tell you, one of the nicest events that gave me, so to say, the shivers was a few years ago. There was a great gentleman, great physically too. His name is Al Gore. He's like that tall and like that big. And there was a little boy like that. And that little boy's theme was Al Gore is my hero. Al Gore came on this stage, and that little boy was there, and he shook his hand, and he told him, "Thank you for choosing me and naming me your hero." That, until today, gives me the shivers. We shall continue, and I let Smadar Fisher, our director, continue the program. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. Okay. We will now begin with the Name Your Hero Youth Competition Award ceremony. This program is a joint venture of the Dan David Prize, the Dov Lautman Unit for Science-Oriented Youth at Tel Aviv University, and the Ministry of Education of the State of Israel. The students are invited to submit an essay presenting their ideas for candidates, as Gabi said, their heroes, for the Dan David Prize. This year we received about 2,000 essays from students in the 9th to 12th grades. Yes? 90 students who presented the most creative and innovative ideas were invited to attend a one-day workshop at the university. The review committee selected 23 prize winners with the most outstanding essays. The ideas conveyed in the winning essays are presented to the Dan David Prize board members. The winners of the first prize received 10,000 shekels each. The winners of the second prize received 5,000 shekels each, and those of third prize received 2,500 shekels each. The school that excelled in promoting the competition and encouraging participation is awarded 20,000 shekels. This sum is earmarked for innovative educational programs. I would like to invite Dr. Aviv Segal, the coordinator of the Name Your Hero competition, to address the audience. I think that is
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dan David Youth Prize ceremony. Tonight, we are celebrating the winners of the Name Your Hero Youth Essay Competition. Thank you to all the guests who are here tonight and are honoring our students with their presence. Professor Yaron Oz, Rector of Tel Aviv University, Professor Eyal Zisser, Vice Rector at Tel Aviv University, the 2016 Dan David Prize laureates, Mrs. Gabi David and Mr. Ariel David, members of the Tel Aviv University Board of Governors, scholarship recipients, as well as, of course, principals, teachers, parents, other family members, and friends, and of course, all the high school students of the Dov Lautman Unit of Science-Oriented Youth at Tel Aviv Youth University, who are here today to receive a prize for writing an original essay in the Youth Dan David competition called Name Your Hero. In addition, present are some very special guests, which, with your permission, I would like to honor and acknowledge. They are the subjects of some of our winning essays. In other words, these are the heroes, the role models of our youth. Sitting here, we have, I believe, Mrs. Dalit Peled, coordinator for the integration of hearing impaired from the Golda Meir High School in Ness Ziona. she was supposed to come. From the Donna Grazia Museum, we have Mrs. Irit Achdut, the head of the Donna Grazia Museum, and Miss Sarah Erel, guide in the Donna Grazia Museum. Thank you for coming. From the Vitzo shelter at Ashdod, we have here Miss Sharon Shemesh, head of the Vitzo shelter, and Tova Konstabler, a social worker, and also Ms. Eti Burkin, chairperson of the Statue of Women, is here with us today, and Tehila Robbins, a social worker and the vice head of welfare in Yerucham. So thank you for coming. Also, I believe, I hope they're here, from Chavat HaShomer, we have First Lieutenant Tal Meir, company commander, and Second Lieutenant Shir Gutstein, platoon commander. These are all, yes, I think I can see them. I see people with the arm, yeah, okay. Okay, Dalia Ben Asa, highly gifted students coordinator from Ashdod, from Achad Ha'am High School, Petach Tikva, sorry. Inbal Lizorik, language coordinator from Akfar HaYarok. Daphna Manor, head high school Akfar HaYarok, and Hadas and Tzachi Akfar HaYarok. I'd actually would like that all of the ones that I mentioned now are heroes or are actually youth heroes. If you can stand up, just so we can see who you are, please just stand up in your spots. And let's all applaud. Thank you very much. You are our youth heroes. Dear guests, every year it is an exciting competition, and every year we are fascinated by the topics and equality of the essays we receive. It is 15 years to the Dan David Prize and 13 years to the Name Your Hero, which is Bar Mitzvah. So we are also celebrating Bar Mitzvah today, not just anniversary. Okay, it has grown tremendously, and since it started, over 10,000 essays were sent with more than 1 million shekels in prizes. Students from all over Israel and from all sectors of the Israeli society take part in this competition. Jews, Arabs, Bedouins, Druze, secular, religious, immigrants, and more. This year we have 23 winning essays, like Smadar said, 3 winning in the first place, 6 winners in the second place, and 14 winners in the third place. Some are sharing a prize. The winning students are from 17 different places around Israel: Ashdod, Be'er Sheva, Beit Jan, Jat, Hod HaSharon, Haifa, Taibe, Yahud, Monsoon, Tel Aviv, Yerushalayim, Kabul, Modi'in, Maccabim Reut, Moshav Bnei Darom, Nahariya, Nes Tziona, Petach Tikva, Shlomi. There's a lot of places from Israel. So this competition really reaches out to all youth in Israel from 9th to 12th grade. They all can participate. So you might ask, what do they write about? Who are their heroes? I would like to share with you the subjects of the 2016 winning essays. So we will start with, okay, Liz Nagosa. She wrote about Wangari Muta Matei, founded the movement Great Belt, helps poor women who lives in villages and fights for equality rights. She's the first woman in East and Central Africa to earn a doctorate degree. Okay. Daniel Navel, who wrote about Vitzo organization, Women's International Zionist Organization, known as the Shelter, provides a physical shelter to women and their children, safety and emotional support and legal assistance. Tomer Goldgraber, he wrote about Boyan Slat, who is a 21-year-old inventor who invented a solution for cleaning up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. He started an NPO the Ocean Cleanup, which aims to clean up the entire Great Pacific Garbage Patch in 25 years. Okay. Keshet Eisen wrote about the organization Supervision of Education for Hearing Impaired Students, provides hearing impaired children with the possibility to integrate into the educational system. Dima Dabur wrote about Bnei Zion Medical Center for the outstanding treatment she received by the doctors, the staff, and in particular, Professor Luntz. Mika Labin, she wrote about Maisel, a woman who lived with her grandparents in their late years, a work immigrant from the Philippines. Maisel works in Israel to provide a better future for her daughters back home. Okay. Naveh Porat, he wrote about Dr. Izzeldin Abu El-Aish, a Palestinian doctor from Gaza, worked at the Soroka Medical Center, Be'er Sheva. During Operation Cast Lead, Israeli fire hit his home accidentally, killing 3 of his daughters. Courageously, Dr. Abu El-Aish chose to channel his resentment and rage to promote peace. He established a fund, Daughters for Life, who provides grants scholarships to young women in the Middle East, believing that peace can be achieved through education and strengthening women's status in society. Shahid Jbara, she wrote about Kulanana organization for changing our society for the better, improving relations and communication between people from different Israeli cultures to make the Israeli society more united. Okay, we continue with Idan Cohen, who wrote about Amina Saeed Hassan, a former Iraqi lawmaker. She helps enslave. Right. Okay, sorry. English is my second language. Okay, a Yazidi woman by arousing international awareness to the topic by releasing individual women and by releasing individual women from captivity. Benjamin Cohen Jacobs wrote about Mira Madhavan, an Indian Jewish woman, established the Mobile Creches organization involving child care centers, education, and workers' rights. Okay, Noe Pinkas, she wrote about Rafael Eitan and Chavat HaShomer base. Rafael Eitan is a former IDF chief of staff. While he was chief of staff, he initiated within the army a project which provides a profession and hope for underprivileged youth, known as Raful Youth or Na'arei Raful. Okay. Noam Shlomai wrote about Karin El-Harar, a Knesset member and a social activist, focuses on the rights of people with special needs in Israel and abroad. Nofar Moses wrote about Ronnie Zuckerman for being the first woman to serve as a battle pilot in the IDF, and as such, she paved the path for all women to become women pilots. Similarly, but different, Tal Salfati wrote about Mae Jemison, the first black woman to go to space, a scientist and interpreter, and for Tal, she is hope and the power to believe that society's barriers that hold us back are breakable. Okay. Michal Shemagin wrote about Alexander Fleming Museum, At St. Mary's Hospital in London, Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin, and thanks to him, millions of lives are saved around the world. Lee Chayun wrote about the Smile Train, an inspiring nonprofit medical organization. They travel around the world to surgically fix cleft lip and palate to improve thousands of kids' lives, health, appearance, and self-confidence. Shani Hershkowitz wrote about NRGene, a revolutionary Israeli startup company. Develops algorithms that map the genetic structure of plants and animals. In 2015, they mapped the genetic structure of wheat in order to fight world hunger, especially in third world countries. Okay. Omar Garaf has wrote about Dennis Ritchie. His contribution to computing spanned 4 decades and have had global impact. In the early 70s, Ritchie created the C programming language and co-developed with Ken Thompson the Unix operating system, which are the foundations of our modern digital world. Ayala Lusky wrote about Grace Murray Hooper, mathematician, computer scientist, and a military leader. She invented the first compiler and helped develop the COBOL language, encourages people to pursue what they love. Nawaz Murshed wrote about Ashraf Barik, a professor of chemistry at the Technion. He is interested in applied for synthesis, modification, and modulation of protein structure and function. Okay. All right. Yael Ben-Arzi wrote about Dona Gracia. Dona Gracia was born in Portugal to a Marunas family. Gracia continued to keep in secret her Jewish origin while using her family fortune to save Jewish people from death and ransom captivity. Shai El-Kayam, he wrote about Adi Kaysar, one of the talented Israeli young poets. She brings a new voice to the Israeli culture as she represents a new generation of the Israeli culture. Kaysar founded the poetry event Art Poetica. And Itamar Friedman wrote about Charlie Chaplin. We think too much and we feel too little, from the movie The Great Dictator. And he wrote or offered Charlie Chaplin as his hero because he believes that for his contribution to cinematography as an actor, director, and producer and composer, as well as to society as a whole. This concludes all the winning essays. And all our students, can you stand up for a second? All the students, just stand up. And last but not least, we have a winning school, as Smadar said, for sending and encouraging their students in the school to write and send hundreds of essays to the competition, which was very nice for the school, very difficult for us. Anyway, Bet Jan, the prize, they're going to use the prize. The prize will be used to establish a computer center and to strengthen the school's computer infrastructure. Okay. So, okay. As you can see, Students write about social issues, organizations, or about individuals that inspire them through scientific research, art, and personal experience. They write about their role models. Through their essays, the students share their hope for a better world, their dreams, and sometimes their difficulties. And that is why it is always interesting to read these essays, and many times it's quite moving. These essays are a true testimony for the depths of these young students and for their courage to write about personal and social issues as well as scientific and sometimes controversial issues. These youngsters prove to us that they are seeking values, equality, and leadership, and they understand that with effort and hard work, one can overcome obstacles. We were moved by all these essays, as well as others that did not receive a prize this year. To conclude, the Dov Lautman Unit for Science-Oriented Youth at Tel Aviv Youth University is proud to be part of this endeavor and is grateful to the late Dan David and his family for being part of the Dan David Prize. We believe that these youngsters add significantly to the spirit of the Dan David Prize, and for them, the participation in this competition is educational and significant. We thank all the participants, their teachers, their role models, and our collaborators. And last but not least, congratulations to all our winners.
אוקיי. כאמור, זכו בתחרות 23 חיבורים. מחברי החיבורים האלה ונציג בית הספר יוזמנו עתה לקבל את התעודה ואת הפרס. מיסיס דוד. Okay. I will now call the winners' names and the schools. עומר גרה, בית ספר על יסודי אל-קסאמי, באקה אל-גרבייה. Yes, no, you're right. First prize, of course. The second first prize is ליז נגוסה, בית הספר הרב-תחומי עירוני שחקים נהריה. ליז?
Sorry, some of the students are in 11th grade, and today they have math matriculation. So we have family representatives who will receive the prize on their behalf. And so this is, Ima? This is Liz Nagosa's mother here. They come all the way from Nahariya, which is the north of Israel.
Okay. אוקיי? נווה פורת, בית הספר תיכון לבנים על שם הרטמן בירושלים. Second prize, wait, תומר גולדגרבר, בית הספר הריאלי העברי חיפה. He's not here. No? Okay. בנימין כהן ג'ייקובס, בית הספר למדעים נהריה. איילה לוסקי, בית הספר הכפר הירוק מרמת השרון. נאווס מורשד, בית הספר תיכון כבול. כבול. She's not here, אוקיי. דניאל נבל, בית הספר מקיף הקריה אשדוד. הוא פה. נועם שלומי, אולפנת אורות מודיעין. מקום שני. פרס שלישי, third prize. קשת אייזן, קריית החינוך שש-שנתי, גולדה מאיר נס ציונה. Together with דימה דבור, it's a joint prize. בית הספר מקיף שש-שנתי בג'אן. שי אלקיים, תיכון אזורי גליל מערבי. Is not here, I think. No here, okay. יהל בן ארצי, בית הספר רות קורמה קריית עקרון. שהד גברה, בית ספר חטיבת ביניים אל סלאם טייבה. אמרתי נכון? אמרתי נכון? יופי. שני הרשקוביץ', בית ספר שש-שנתי אחד העם פתח תקווה. ליהי חיון, בית ספר שש-שנתי אחד העם פתח תקווה. דן כהן, בית ספר שש-שנתי אחד העם פתח תקווה. מיקה לבין, במרכז חינוך לאובק חיפה, אני חושבת שהם לא פה. נוי פנחס, בית ספר הכפר הירוק, רמת השרון. איתמר פרידמן, מרכז חינוך לאובק חיפה, גם כן לא יבוא. אבא? Father? Father of איתמר. מיכל שמגין, בית ספר מקיף דתי, באר שבע. ישנו? לא. אוקיי. נופר מוזס, בית הספר מקיף הקריה אשדוד. The mother. It's a מורה, teacher, okay. And again it's a joint prize, הם חולקים את הפרס עם טל סלפתי, בית הספר הכפר הירוק, רמת השרון. בית הספר הזוכה הוא בית ספר מקיף בג'אן, ומנהל בית הספר מר עלי סלאלחה. The winning school is Bet Jan High School, and the principal is Mr. Ali Salalha, will accept the award. לא, היה דומה. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. David and Dr. Segal. May I ask you to kindly turn? Yes. Okay. אנחנו ניקח אותם אחר כך.
My husband used to do the same thing that you gentlemen are doing, putting on the name of your hero t-shirts on. I'm going to do the same thing right away.
I would like to invite Nave Porat from Hartman High School for Boys in Jerusalem to address the audience on behalf of all the Name Your Hero winners.
Dear guests, my name is Nave Porat. I'm 16 years old. I live in Jerusalem and I study at the Hartman High School. When I first heard about the Name Your Hero contest, I didn't have a clue who I'll choose to be my hero. There are so many noble men and women to choose from. Elie Wiesel, the Dalai Lama, Amelia Earhart, and these are just few examples. Eventually, the person to whom I felt the strongest connection to was Dr. Izzeldin Abu Eleish. In 2009, 3 of Dr. Abu Eleish's daughters were killed by an Israeli tank shell, Bisan, Mayar, and Aya. They were only 21, 15, and 13 years old, respectively. As I see it, after this tragedy, Dr. Abu Eleish had 2 options. The first was letting the sorrow and the mourning take control of his life, choosing that option, which in our reality usually leads to vengeance. The other option he had was to continue the fight for peace. Abu Eleish chose the second option, and that choice made him my hero. For me, the most special part of the Name Your Hero competition was the process of writing the essay. In particular, because you get to know the person you chose for the essay better, and your understanding of what makes him your role model expands. While I was writing, I began to form subconscious links from different aspects of Dr. Eleish's life to others. I created a net where all the things I knew about Dr. Eleish formed a clear picture of how he does good in this world and how I would like to be like him and to do the same. For example, I began to see how different parts of his life and beliefs are reflected clearly in the basis of the Daughters for Life Foundation he founded a short time after the tragedy. I believe I am speaking on behalf of all the winners when I say we had an interesting and challenging journey. In this occasion, on behalf of all of the winners of the Name Your Hero essay competition for youth, I would like to thank the Dan David Prize, Tel Aviv Youth University, and each and every one of our heroes. I believe all the other winners would agree with me when I say that this competition taught us how to research information and how to express ourselves. But the most amazing thing is that not only you write about your hero, but you also get a hero for life. Thank you.
Thank you, Nave. We will open the second part of the ceremony with 3 songs in Hebrew, Arabic, and English, performed by Nardin Mahfouz, Ben Bar-El, and Hadil Abu Siam, students from the Rimon Project located in Lod. Lod is a city of mixed cultures where Jews, Muslims, and Christians live, work, and create together. Accompanying them is Mr. Nizar El-Hattar, composer, conductor, and pianist, and their teacher at the Rimon Project. The Rimon Project, supported by the Dan David Foundation, is a home for talented music students who receive professional training to become outstanding musicians. Please. עד שהם יסתדרו אני גם אומר את זה בעברית, שאנחנו פותחים את החלק השני של הטקס עם 3 שירים בעברית, בערבית ובאנגלית, שיבוצעו על ידי נרדין מחפוז, בן בראל והדיל אבו סיאם, שהם תלמידים מפרויקט רימון בעיר לוד, העיר שבה עובדים, חיים ויוצרים יחד יהודים, ערבים ונוצרים. את התלמידים ילווה מר ניזר אל-חטר, מלחין, מנצח ופסנתרן, ומורה בפרויקט. פרויקט רימון נתמך על ידי קרן דן דוד, והוא בית לתלמידים המקבלים הכשרה מוזיקלית מטובי המורים, במטרה להפוך למוזיקאים מצטיינים בעתיד. אז בבקשה.
כולנו זקוקים לחסד, כולנו זקוקים למגע, לחוש חום לא בכסף, לחוש מתוך מגע, לתת בלי לרצות לקחת, ולא מתוך הרגל, או שמש שזורחת אשר נופל. בואי ואראה לך מקום שבו עוד אפשר לנשום. כולנו רוצים לתת, רק מעטים יודעים איך. צריך ללמוד כעת שהאושר לא מחייך, שמה שניתן אי פעם לא ילקח לעולם, שיש לכל זה טעם גם כשאתה עמדה. בואי ואראה לך מקום שבו מאיר יום.
حبيبي تعالى الحقني شوف اللي جرالي من بعدك سهرانة من وقت بناجي خيالك من قدك وانا كاتمة غرامي وغرامي هالكني ولا عندي لا اب ولا ام ولا عم اشكيله نار حبك روحي وقلبي وجسمي وعقلي وجمالي في يدك محتار اعملك ايه في دلالك وفي صدق لأخبي غرامي وغرامي هالكني لا اشكي وابكي واحكي بلكي يا غزالي يلين قلبك يا حبيبي تعالى الحقني شوف اللي جرالي من بعدك سهرانة من وقت بناجي خيالك من قدك وانا كاتمة غرامي وغرامي هالكني ولا عندي لا اب ولا ام ولا عم اشكيله نار حبك
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No heaven or house above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. You know,
Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh,
you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one.
passions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people
sharing all the world. Oh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Now someday you will join us, and the world will be as one.
Thank you very much for a wonderful performance. I have the pleasure of inviting to the stage Director of Tel Aviv University, Professor Yaron Oz, and the 2016 Dan David Prize laureates, Professor Francois Bourguignon, Professor James Heckman, Professor Paula Livisatos, Professor Chad Mirkin, and Professor John Pendry. Please. Here you are. Please sit down. Please sit down. Okay. First, let me thank the laureates of the 2016 Dan David Prize for joining us in this scholarship award ceremony for young researchers. You, the laureates, donate 10% of your prize to support young researchers from all over the world in their doctoral and postdoctoral training. I would like to invite Professor Yaron Oz, Rector of Tel Aviv University, to deliver his address.
Mrs. Gabriela David, Gabi, David, Mr. Ariel David, Vice Rector Professor Eyal Zisser, distinguished Dan David laureates, prize laureates, young and senior researchers, high school students, family members, dear guests. It is a pleasure for me to host you all here at Tel Aviv University in this wonderful event of the Dan David Foundation. Let me begin with a striking fact, which actually I mentioned last week as well. Not long ago, our civilization still believed that Earth has a central place in the universe. But now it is clear that this is not the case. We live on an ordinary planet orbiting an ordinary star, our sun, in an ordinary galaxy, our Milky Way. Today we know that there are billions of such stars in every galaxy, and many billions of such galaxies in the universe, and there are probably many universes as well. And yet, none of us, including our laureates, living on Earth, have ever seen or heard from life forms in any other place. Life is as unique as it is precious. In fact, life goes against the general evolution of the universe, which moves eternally towards disorder, obeying what we call the second law of thermodynamics, the law of increase of entropy. Life goes exactly in the opposite direction, creating order, generating knowledge. Life is truly a miracle. Humanity is moving very fast, very rapidly, constructing smart cities where each streetlight can gather and transmit information, building autonomous vehicles, developing learning machines that outsmart humans, the Internet of Things that connects us all, 3D printers that will soon print human organs. And yet, we also face many challenges. Let me speak about one of them. The Earth population is growing very, very fast. In fact, population growth is not linear. It's what we call geometrical. To explain this to the high school students, I remind you of your math class where you studied geometrical series. But to the older people in the audience, I should tell you that this is how interest grows when you pay back a mortgage loan to the bank. Now, if we extrapolate this growth, we find that within a few decades, our planet's population will reach about 9 billion. Today is already more than 7 billion. In fact, if you will look at Google, there is a clock that counts in real time the growth of the population. By the end of the century, we are going to be about 10 billion. Some people will tell you 16. Some of the relevant parameters for controlling these numbers are education, especially for girls, access to healthcare, family planning. Now, when you understand these things, you are led to think about the resources that need to control this. How should they be generated and distributed? And there is no doubt that a large set of issues is involved here, requiring a great deal of joint multidisciplinary work, basic research, innovative solutions, and leadership. The Name Your Hero competition, on which we heard today, asked youngsters to write about leaders and role models that have contributed to society and life. Heroes that have had major impact on human rights and peace, art and science, creation of knowledge. And these are also precisely the characteristics of the Dan David Prize laureates who honor us in their presence here today. They are leaders and role models who pave our way and light up the road that lies ahead. There is a lot of talent here in the hall. It is our duty, maybe I should, there's a lot of talent. It is our duty to establish this nourishing ecosystem that will foster this talent, as well as their imagination and creativity. Albert Einstein used to say that imagination is more important than knowledge. Logic can take you safely from point A to point B, but imagination can take you anywhere. I would like to congratulate all the high school students who took part in the competition. Of course, the winners, and also all the awardees of the Dan David scholarships. My best advice to you all is to follow your dreams. Let me end with words of Stephen Hawking, who, diagnosed with a serious illness at an early stage of his career, never gave up and went on to make major discoveries in physics. Remember to look up the stars and not down at your feet. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes the universe exist. Be curious. And however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at it. It matters that you don't just give up. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Oz. Before we invite the scholarship recipients to receive their certificates, let me tell you briefly about the selection procedure. An academic committee was headed by the Vice Rector, Professor Eyal Zisser, and composed of Professor Isaac Witz, the scientific advisor of the Dan David Prize, and senior faculty members who are experts in the specific fields of the Dan David Prize for the given year. Scholastic excellence is always the major criterion for selection. Scholarships are awarded to young researchers from Tel Aviv University and from other universities in Israel and abroad. This year we received around 200 applications, out of which the committee selected the most worthy candidates. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for their outstanding work. We will now begin with the awarding of the scholarship. It has become a tradition that the Dan David Prize laureates award the scholarship in their respected fields. I would like to call upon Professor Yaron Oz to award the scholarship to young researchers for the pastime dimension in the field of social history, New Directions. Professor Oz will award the scholarship to Diogo Atlas, the Tzvi Yavetz School of Historical Studies at Tel Aviv University. Is she here? Yes. Okay. Omer Einav, the Tzvi Yavetz School of Historical Studies at Tel Aviv University. Dror Segev, School of Jewish Studies, Tel Aviv University. Liat Spiro, Department of History, Harvard University. Immanuel Vaknin, the Tzvi Yavetz School of Historical Studies at Tel Aviv University. Thank you, professors. Scholarships in this category have also been awarded to Catherine Heinzman, Department of History of Science, Harvard University, and to Alon Tam, Department of Near Eastern Languages and Civilization, University of Pennsylvania. We now proceed the award of the scholarship to the present time dimension of the 2016 Dan David Prize in the field of combating poverty. Professor Francois Bourguignon will award the scholarship to Sagit Azari Weisel, Department of Public Policy, Tel Aviv University. Jonathan Berman, Social and Physics and Astronomy, Tel Aviv, School of Physics and Astronomy, Tel Aviv University. Ella Brand Levy, Faculty of Business and Management, Ben Gurion University. Thank you, Professor Bourguignon. Professor Heckman will award the scholarship to Efrat Herzberg Drucker, Department of Labor Studies, Tel Aviv University. And Einat Lavi, School of Social Work, University of Haifa. Scholarship in this category have also been awarded to Jorge Garcia, Department of Economics, the University of Chicago. Professor Alivisatos will award the scholarship to Ron Feiner, Department of Molecular Microbiology and Biotechnology, Tel Aviv University. And to Qingqing Li, Department of Nanoengineering, University of California, San Diego. Thank you, Professor Alivisatos. Professor Mirkin will award the scholarship to Gerard Mason, Department of Chemistry, Northwestern University. And Rinat Meir, Department of Engineering, Bar Ilan University. Professor Pendry will award the scholarship to Paloma Hudiboro, Department of Physics and the Blackett Laboratory, Imperial College, London. I know. Ro'i Remez, Department of Physical Electronics, Tel Aviv University. And Eyal Teomi, School of Mechanical Engineering, Tel Aviv University. I wish to kindly request Mr. Ron Feiner to address the audience on behalf of all scholarship recipients.
Mrs. Gabriela David, Mr. Ariel David, Rector of Tel Aviv University, Professor Yaron Oz, members of the Dan David Foundation, distinguished laureates and fellow scholars, and everybody else. First of all, I would like to start by thanking the Dan David Foundation for giving us this opportunity to advance our research, and the Dan David Prize recipients for their generous donations to allow us, the future generation, to make our contribution with a little bit more ease. As a young scientist in the field of bio and nanotechnology, you get immersed in the problems of your own work. You become myopic and focused only on how to solve this or that problem with your research, how to get to the next step, and how to make sure your next experiment works. Once in a while, you take a step back and look at where you are in relation to your own work. You can get a better look at where you stand within your lab and how your different projects work together by attending group meetings. And a little less often, you get to go to a conference. Usually try and only attend those related to your small field of research. But if you're really lucky, you get to attend a much more general gathering and see things from a different point of view, from people of different fields. These are the experiences that really open your eyes. And sometimes, it's only when you listen and try to explain ideas to people that are not very close to your field of work that you really get a new and refreshing point of view, a unique idea that people who really understand the intricacies of your work will seldom be able to see. For this exact reason, I feel extremely lucky to be part of this ceremony and accept a scholarship from the Dan David Foundation. It seems that not a lot of grants or scholarships make sure to put an emphasis on diversification, both of fields and of generations. This foundation makes sure to give both to senior researchers and young scientists from various fields that represent the past, present, and the future. In my opinion, this truly embodies the spirit of research as it is supposed to be. No one field can stand on its own, and I don't believe that scientific undergoing can continue without collaborations between the generations. We all have something to learn from each other, both between the ages and between the fields. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ron. I'd like to thank again the 2016 Dan David Prize laureates and wish the scholarship recipients much success in their research endeavors. This concludes this evening's ceremonies. Thank you all, and good evening.